Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Here with Flosstube update number 44. Hi. Welcome back to my subscribers, and hello to anybody who's found my channel for the first time. Welcome. I usually try to film these a little bit earlier in the morning, like mid-morning or so. And but today, my sisters and my mother and I went to a little brunch thing, and so at my sister's church. So rather than trying to squeeze the update in this morning, I thought I would do it this afternoon. And it's a good thing because I solved one mystery, at least. There's been a mystery going on at my house. I was looking for, when I was deciding on my Stitch 9 challenge materials, I thought, I needed a better picture of one of the projects that's on my, in my Stitch 9 thing. And so I thought, oh, I have that. It's in a magazine. And so I thought, oh, yeah, I've got that magazine somewhere. Because I had printed off just the page that has the actual, like the chart and the project. And so last Saturday started it. And I was going to, so I was taking pictures of all my Stitch 9 projects after I did the video, I guess. And I realized, I had made an inventory of all my magazines and all my charts and everything. And, Puck, don't do that, please. And I couldn't find the magazine, and it wasn't on my list of, because when I looked at the printout, it said June 2009 at the bottom corner of the page that I copied. And so I thought, I don't remember a magazine from June of 2009, and I looked at my list that I had made when I did my inventory of all my charts and things, and sure enough, it didn't show the magazine from June of 2009, and it was this magazine, Cross Stitcher, from June of 2009, and this cover photo is actually one of the projects. This little violet sachet is what I'm going to make for my brother-in-law's mother. And this is a picture without the writing. Anyway, so it was this little sachet. So I was looking for this magazine everywhere, and I thought the last place I remember, I remember taking a picture of the chart because the magazine itself was in this one corner of my bed where I keep all my current cross stitch that I'm working on, and the magazine was there, and one of my cats was kind of pawing on the cover of it, and I thought, well, for one thing, I don't need the whole magazine. I just need the page that has the project on it, and two, if I leave it there, Snug's gonna mess with it and possibly tear it and everything. So I went and made a copy of the picture, but then I couldn't find the magazine anywhere last week. I couldn't find the magazine. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I looked in that corner of my bed, and I looked on the floor to see if it had fallen through, and it wasn't there. And I couldn't find it anywhere. And I also could not find, and I still haven't found, 2 pieces of adhesive board. Snug. That I bought back in November. I had showed them actually on a Flosstube episode here. And I still haven't found them. So my best guess is that they accidentally got picked up, excuse me, when we were putting away Christmas things. Because I kind of think I took them out when I was finishing stuff for Christmas. But I looked in all the usual places, and I even looked in the corner where I found this magazine. It had slipped, actually. It had slipped down under the mattress, between my mattress and I have a piece of plywood. It's a long story. But I have it under my mattress instead of a box spring because the box spring made my mattress too high, and after my surgery and everything else, you know, it was, impossible for me to get it. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, so it had slipped underneath the mattress. And I found the magazine, but I still haven't found the sticky board, so I don't know where it is. I don't need it right now, but I would like to know where it is, because, but it's not like in my craft box with all my other, and it's not with any of my finishing stuff. I can't find it. Anyway, but I found the magazine. Yay. Solved one mystery. One mystery is yet to be solved. Anyway, so here's the magazine. And I'm going to hang on to this for a second, because I'm going to talk about it. Anyway, so I have some things that I worked on for my Stitch 9. I have some haul. I have some some new to me, but not new haul. And so let's get started. I'm going to talk about my Stitch 9 challenge projects first. The ones that I've been working on. So one of the things I was working on most recently, this weekend, starting Friday, was Daily Walk in the Woods. And snug. So I had last week, I think I worked on these and finished filling in these leaves. So the other day, I think it was Thursday, I started this one. I don't know. I did these little flower things down here. There's one there in the trunk of the tree, and with some backstitch leaves, but you can see these better here. And then I had done this trunk and branches of this tree, so I've started filling this in, and I did the outside, and then I started filling this in. So I'm in the process of filling in the tree here. But this is my daily walk in the woods, and because it is, I'm going to put this over here, so hopefully a cat will not step on it. So this is the PDF version, and it's looking very tattered and very beat up, because it's been, I've had it for quite a while. Worked on it for a while, didn't work on it for a while, but anyway, it's very beat up. And I printed this off with my old printer a few months ago. Almost, not quite a year ago, but sometime before the summer, I think, because I set it aside. It might have been even in the, I don't remember when it was. Whenever it first, not when it first came out, I guess, but shortly afterward. But anyway, so like I said, I printed it off with my old printer, and some of the pages, like with the words and stuff, were not really clear because my printer was kind of on its last legs. But so I bought a new printer this past fall, I guess. And so I reprinted the PDF so that it was, in hopes it was a little clearer, and like some of so that the color key is better, and maybe hopefully the backstitch instructions are clearer, better quality, lines and things like that, because like with my old, with the old print off of it, I was like looking at the backstitch things, under bright light, going, I think that's this color, but I don't know. Is that blue? Is that black? Is that, So anyway, I printed off a new copy of this that hopefully will help a lot. So anyway, that was one of my projects. Puck. Sorry, my cat is scratching me. Anyway, so another one, the one I did just before that, earlier this week, was this little festive penguin. It's a card kit, but I'm gonna finish it. I think as a coin purse or something. This was supposed to be a Christmas present for my aunt, and I ended up, because it was almost finished, but I ended up not having time to work on it. So it's all but done. All the stitching is done. This is white on white, if you can believe it, for this penguin. But so along his stomach here is going to be some back stitching to define it. There's a little bit of white back stitching that I did right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's there. You can kind of see it around it a little bit. But so there's some back stitching. He has to go. He's a little blind until I put a. It calls for French knots, but I'm doing colonial knots, like I did here for the little dots on his scarf. And I did some long stitches here and here on his scarf. So there's going to be some more little white star kind of things here on this red. And some more knots anyway here, and then like I said, some more back stitching here, and his ice skates, you can see here, are they're all back stitched. All this stuff, the skates and everything else, are back stitched, and around his scarf and all that. So that's what's left to do. It's just the back stitching and the few colonial knots that I'm gonna do. But it's almost done. It's almost done. Probably just one more day. But it just, I decided not to. I decided to set it aside and not work on it for about another week or so. And then another one I did. I think I just showed a picture of this. Was this Eeyore picture? I must have cut off the rest of this page. I don't know what was on there. But oops, this is upside down. But so I worked on his tail and his little bow, and when I was doing his bow, I realized that there was, and I don't know if I knew this before, but there's an error in this gray, what is your stomach here? There's I think two rows that I did that are not there, that I added, I miscounted here, so there's an extra 2 rows, I think, here. So this bow is I had to kind of I just fudged it and made it a little bit bigger, and you can't really tell. It's going to be back stitched in this bow, and so I'm going to have to use the back stitching to define it. Hold on, my cat is crying. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so like I said, I did the bow and the tail on Eeyore, and I didn't do more. I could have, So I think the next thing I have to do is just his body, the main part of his body, and that's going to take some mental energy, so I didn't do it. And then I started off my Stitch 9 challenge with this project. It's a scissors case, and it calls for 2 shades of Krynic, which I didn't have, purple and chartreuse, highlighting filament, HL blending filament. So as you can tell, it's on black fabric, so it's hard to see, but so I started off with the blue because it was I started in the center, and it was in the center, and it's this blue cornflower, very dark cornflower, and it was very hard to see. And I went to Joann's to get finishing stuff for this project. And while I was there, I think I talked about this last week, I got these 2 metallic threads. This one is actually a metallic green thread. And this is is a variegated embroidery thread, and it looks like it would be all right. But when I started using it, and I thought, well, okay, this will work. I started up here, and the variegation, showed up very well, fairly well. But then, in certain stitches, it just didn't show up at all, like down here, and I even tried, like, rubbing it around and everything else, and it didn't show up. So I just went ahead and ordered the right colors from. I went on to 1 2 3 Stitch and got purple and green. A little bit, they're showing up a little bit darker, but anyway, so they're sparklier. And what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to restitch this whole thing, is I'm going to take one, because it calls for 2 threads of floss and 2 threads of Kreinik to do all this. So I was doing 2 and 2, 2 threads of the cornflower color and 2 threads of the purple that I was using. And this is, it's supposed to be on the 14 count Ada, but this is 16 count, I think. So it's very small. So, but what I think I'm going to do for this purple stuff the cornflower that I already did, is take just one strand of this blending filament and go through, maybe not everything, but, go through certain parts and add it in, just to make them show up a little bit more. And then going forward, some of the stitches call for green and some call for purple to go with them in other areas. I think there's, but so going forward, I'm going to use the Kreinik, and do it right. Lesson learned. So since I ordered the Kreinik, I went ahead and bought a few other things because, why not? So in the order that I got from 1 2 3 Stitch, I ordered some Prairie Schooler stuff. And I ordered this Santa and Snowman. Yeah, it's just too cute. With the bunny down here. I couldn't pass it up. It's too cute. And I also ordered this Blackwork Angels, and I totally blame Ginger Gerald for this one. I didn't even know these existed. When it came to Prairie Schooler, I knew that there was a lot of Prairie Schooler, but I was pretty focused on the Santas, Prairie Schooler Santas. And I hadn't even thought about the fact that there's, all this other Prairie Schooler stuff. But they had these Blackwork Angels. And I think it calls for, it's black, of course, Kreinik gold braid. And I may or may not do that. I might, I have some DMC gold metallic stuff. And, so I might do that with, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. That's pretty far down the road. But I like the fact that they're so, they look like medieval angels, yeah, I really like them. I really like the look. And there's a cat trying to knock everything down. So, I also went to Hobby Lobby. Excuse me. Stop. The other day, just because. and just, look around. It's like, I tell you, it's like going to the grocery store when you're hungry, without a list. You're just buying stuff left and right. So I was trying to limit myself because I'm, trying not to spend a whole lot of money. So I did buy some even weave, some cloth. This is 28 count even weave. It's by Swagger, but it's, the Artiste brand at Hobby Lobby. So it was, But I also found at Hobby Lobby this Ultimate Cross Stitch project, which is, it's just really nice. Like some full coverage type of pieces and you know, projects. There's the cover one, and there's this praying hands. This is a famous what's his name? I want to say Albert Brecht. But there's some nice flower things, some baby things. There's lots of baby alphabets and birth samplers and things like that. There's this, like, this is a field of poppies, and there's some other, like, kind of full coverage pieces, and there's a, get the picture, this wisteria cottage, ouch, thing, and there's some landscapes like this one here, Bluebell Wood. Get a good picture without this glare in it. And there's one here with some deer. Here it is. Sunset Trail, it's called. There's a deer in the woods in the snow. But anyway, so this is really nice. But the one thing that I was kind of hemming and hawing about, well, it's kind of a lot of money, you know. But there's this Bernardo Luini 16th century style 16th century picture of Madonna and Child made into a cross stitch. And there's another one here that I got for sure. The praying hands one, this one. Leonardo da Vinci La Scap. Let me see this right? Say this right? Scapigliata. This one here. Yeah. Drawing. So yeah. So I just decided, you know, I might not get to all of them. But there's some really nice things in there. And like I said, there's some baby stuff. There's some pictures of the little baby items you can do. And so it's for, you know, $20. There's a lot of, this is a thick book. There's a lot of designs and ideas and things like that. So I hope to make good use of that. And then, get off, snuggle. And then my sister had emailed me, and like I said, you know, she's cross-stitched in the past, and she has a couple projects going on right now, but, you know, she doesn't do it all the time. She just, you know, every now and then she will cross-stitch something. But anyway, she had some, she was going through her project books, and she had some things that she asked me if I wanted them. And I said, sure, because if there's something that I don't use, I might actually do a giveaway. I haven't done a giveaway because I don't have a lot of followers, and but I don't have a lot of stuff that I would necessarily like to give away. I might now. Now that I've gone through my my charts a little more recently, I have an idea of, you know, what I like and what I don't like anymore, and stuff like that. But anyway, this one I wasn't sure about, but I kind of like. It's you know, it's an older style, but I like them still. There's a bunch of cats, and you know, I may or may not. Oh, sorry about the glare. It's hard to see with it, but some of them are still, you know, really nice. Even if you do like just the cat and don't necessarily do the sayings, the cats are very nice in there. So several different things you can do. But they're actually very realistic. You know, they're not real cartoony. The way sometimes, you know, some like one of the cat charts I have. You know, the cats in it are kind of cartoony looking, and some, you know, they're some of them are kind of funny, but some of them are like, well, you know, I don't know. But I like those cats. Those are nice. And then there's the seascapes here. There's some whales down here, different, like a whale, a study on whales, different kinds of whales. There's a mermaid. There's a little tall ship. And then pelicans and loons. And I would call them the sandpipers, but it says on the thing they're sanderlings, it says. It's hard to see. Yeah. Some brown pelicans, I guess. Loons. And study on seashells, different seashells. Once upon a time, I was really into tall ships, and so this immediately appealed to me. I have a couple of charts. I have one of I guess it's the Santa Maria, and then another one that is it's called it's called something like Ships and Seascapes or something like that. But it has at least one tall ship, and then like a sailboat and a couple of other things like a lighthouse and some other stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I really, there's part of me that really likes sea tall ships and things like that. I had in my first apartment, I had like several pictures of the U.S. Constitution. And actually, when my sister was in school in Boston, I went out to visit her at one point, and we went on the Paul Revere kind of tour thing, and one stop was the U.S. Constitution, and you could get off there and take a tour of the ship, the actual ship. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, so I might still do those. It kind of gets my brain itching a little bit. And then there's a wedding remembrance thing. I'm not so keen on it. I don't know anybody who's getting married anytime soon, but you know, this could, you know, might come in handy. And this is one I would be willing to give away if people are interested in that. So that might come up as a giveaway thing. I think my sister accidentally, I'm sure, put this little poem in there about the River Charles. To the River Charles. So I'm going to ask her if she meant to. I don't think she meant to give that to me. So I'm going to set that aside. And then there's also this fingertip elegance, it's called, but there's some fingertip towels or different. There's some Christmas ones and some floral things. And this is a really, really, really bad. I know it's just bad photography, bad printing, but all these are like several of them are out of focus. Anyway, so there's some, you know, fingertip towel designs that can be used, of course, for anything, but you know, yeah. So yeah, these are all kind of neat designs. I have like at least two other of these fingertip towel design books, you know. And then there's this Disney Home collection, and if you'll notice, this Eeyore right here looks just like mine. The one that I'm doing here, but without a border. See, Eeyore and the Bees. Mine's called Eeyore and Bees. Excuse me. But it looks just like that. just without the frame. Somebody Disney is making a lot of money. So, it reminds me of somebody talked about Igor Stravinsky, the composer, who wrote Rite of Spring and some things like that. And one of the things he did was like different versions of some of his pieces, so that, you know, if you played one version, there's another version with these instruments and another version with these other instruments. And so every time he repackaged it, I guess he, you know, could get a copyright, and, you know, so you could make a lot of money off of one composition, just, you know, different arrangements of it or whatever. That's kind of how I think of this, you know. But there's some other Disney, you know, designs of Pooh and Friends, and, you know, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore and Tigger. So there's it's just 25 designs. So there's a lot of variations of these designs, these Disney designs. And, you know, I'm not all that into Disney. I was talking to my other sister about it, and, you know, I like Eeyore, he's my favorite, and I like Piglet. But, you know, yeah. So I have those. You know, I might use some of those, I might not. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But anyway, that's you know, for the future. So, I think, gosh, is that everything? That's, so I'm still working on my Stitch 9 challenge pieces. And, like I said, I've worked on those that I showed you, the 1, 2, 3, 4 that I showed you. And, I put them all on my decision roulette thing, and, I've been spinning that to sort of help me decide which thing to work on next, because I don't really, the only thing that has a deadline on it is the scissor case that I'm making, because I'm doing that for the Arizona Stitch Shenanigans, the Arizona retreat that I'm doing in April, mid-April, early April, April 11th. But so I want to finish that, you know, in time for the first, so that I have time to work on the FFO part of it. So it's a pretty quick stitch. It's not very big, so I should be able to finish that pretty quickly. But that's the one that has, you know, sort of has priority. But I'm using the decision roulette wheel to help me, you know, so I don't burn out, and help me get through the other projects in the Stitch 9 challenge. But I have, you know, all year to work on them, and I'm sure there will be maybe new starts, you know, mixed in there for whatever reason. But it seems to be a theme among people whose Flosstubes I'm watching, that either they're doing, you know, like Stitch Mustache, or they're doing the Stitch 9 challenge, or they're doing the, what is it, the whip thing. But, you know, they're working on all whips all year to try to finish their whips in time to I think it's, the Year of Whips, I guess that's what it's called. So it seems to be a sort of theme this year to work on whips, and not do as many new starts, or whatever. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to sort of clear the decks a little bit, and finish as many whips as I can, just to sort of, you know, get them off the books. I suspect that as Christmas rolls around, I'll probably do some Christmas gifts, Christmas related things. I don't know, but I'm not much of a seasonal stitcher so much, but I'm hoping to finish some projects and look at ways to FFO things. And I still have, like, some finished, completed things that, you know, the stitching is complete, but I need to FFO them. And I need, excuse me, my cat, stop please. I need to have another FFO session to when I have some more finishes from the Stitch 9 challenge to FFO things. And I don't want to have like a lot of projects to do to FFO at the same time, because it was kind of tiring at Christmas to have, at least to have 3 or 4 projects, 1, 2, 3, to FFO at the same, all at the kind of at the same time. But I think that on the other hand, I want to, if I, getting all my supplies out and everything, I want to do, do things more, all maybe at the same time or something. I don't know. But it's a little bit of a dilemma. But so I want to finish things, but I want to get things fully finished and get them, somewhere on the wall, something. I want to do something with them more than, so they're not just sitting around gathering dust, if you will. They're not gathering dust. They're, covered in plastic, but you know what I mean. So I want to get things, completely finished, fully finished. But in the meantime, I'm concentrating on the 9 projects I have in this Stitch 9 challenge. And, yeah. But so I'm making progress. I'm making some good progress. I'm going to work on daily walk in the woods a little more till I finish that one tree. And, maybe do some other of the small things that are, excuse me, that are, excuse me, that are just backstitched, little trees, and see which one I'm going to do next, maybe. And hopefully get some more work done on that one before I spin the wheel again and see what's going to come up next on my on the Stitch 9 challenge. So I think that's is that everything I'm going to talk about? With my Stitch 9 things and haul, and I think that's it. So until next time, again, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I will, let me think. Oh, I meant to say, I got my hair cut. That's the other theme, seems to be. That's it. That's really it. That's really it. So from Snug, let me see if Snug will cooperate. You're Snug. Ugh! Say hello. No, he doesn't want to say hello. He wants to, ow, ow, ow. He's not very snuggly. Despite his name, he's not very snuggly. Puck, come here, Pucky. You come? No? Yes? No? Maybe so? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Meet your mama. Puck. No, he doesn't want to come. He wants to interrupt me. Some weeks, when I want him to interrupt me, he doesn't want to interrupt me. Let me see if I can get him to cooperate. Come here. Come here. Yes, no? No? Maybe so? He doesn't want to do it. Okay. So, one more time. Come here, Puck. Come here. You want me to give you a kissy? Yes, no? Maybe so? No? He doesn't want to. Come here. Puck. No, okay. My cat doesn't love me. He doesn't. No? No. Sad. My cat rejected me. Okay. I promise I'll stop torturing him and you. So until next time, see you. Now he comes. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, now you're being sweet. Okay, there he goes. So you get to see. Oh, wait, Buck. Okay, I'll see you next time. So, there he is. There's Buck. I'll see you next time. Bye.